Being a mission-driven nonprofit, it's not about taking, it's also about giving. And we're proud of our place in this local community. For a nonprofit, if you have no margin, you have no mission. But the converse of that is, the more margin you have, the more mission you have, the more you can do for your local community. And we've been here such a long time. We want to be here for generations to come.
Hands in the air, let the rhythm flow. Ooh, let it flow. Together we rise, let the good vibes grow. Community conversations, yeah.
321 Media and the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce present Community Conversations. I'm Bruce Flax, here with Billy Nelson from Fairview, and we're here to have our community conversation today. Welcome, Billy.
Thank you, Bruce. Great to have you.
Yeah, so we go back quite a way. I know that when I was on council and was with the town, we had spoken and met. But can you tell me a little bit about how you got here and
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. I've been working here at Fairview since 2019. And so these 6 years, of course, span the pandemic, which was quite interesting. Prior to that, 21 years of senior living leadership here in the state of Connecticut. All various organizations and companies, but landed here in this great standalone nonprofit organization and feel like a duck in water.
Yeah.
It just suits me really well. And I inherited a great group of people, from the board of directors down to our 185 employees. So
well, you can definitely see how much you enjoy being here. But can you talk also about when you got here, how you kind of acclimated yourself and how you put your mark on?
It was an adjustment for me because most of my experience was in the for-profit sector. And there's a lot of good providers in this industry, whether they're in the for-profit sector or they're in the nonprofit sector. But this was my first opportunity to lead an organization that was a standalone nonprofit. And it really is different. It's unique. Healthcare is a big business. It's complicated, even for those of us who specialize in it. But the balance of quality, family-like environment, kept in harmony with being a financially solvent organization, and keeping those priorities in balance with one another is what makes this very unique and special and enjoyable, especially as in a leadership role.
And Fairview has been here how long?
A little bit, just about 133 years.
Right. And
yeah, so that's a long time, and we're affiliated with a fraternal order called the Odd Fellows. I played Little League Baseball. I was on the Knights of Columbus, and we played against the Odd Fellows. So growing up, I thought the Fraternal Order was a Little League Baseball team. In 2019, I told my wife, I'm going to interview with the Little League Baseball team. But I've come to learn it's just a good group of philanthropic individuals who get behind a lot of community causes at a grassroots level. Very generous, kind. We're embarking on our annual Christmas giveaway where we adopt a number of local families and children and things like that. But yeah, I would say that those little points of differences are what make us special here.
Yeah, well, when it was within the 133 years, it's certainly been through a lot of change, and a lot of, I think, expansion. And I don't think people know that we're right on the river.
Yeah, no, that's right. We are right on the Thames River, perched safely above. Up here, our tagline is sunsets, sailboats, and submarines.
Yeah.
We see that daily. We have a new live webcam on top of one of our buildings. And so individuals can look at these views 24/7, 365 days a year. But Fairview, in its 133 years, definitely went through a lot of change. Initially, as a fraternal order, taking care of their own. But quickly that evolved into helping those outside of the fraternal order as a retirement community, widows, orphans, the elderly. The history of this campus is phenomenal. If you think our country has been around for about 250 years, Fairview's been here 133 of those years. That's a long time. But to your point, we've evolved. Probably the first big change came in 1976. On the heels of the Medicare and Medicaid program, which really built the nursing home industry. And so the nursing home here at Fairview for 50 years now has garnered a lot of respect, a lot of attention, because of thousands of great people doing kind, caring things every day for those in need. The second really big change happened in 2014 when we became one of 23 life plan communities here in the state of Connecticut, with the advent of Thames Edge. Yeah. And so for 11 years now, we've been slowly evolving and maturing as a rather young 133-year-old organization, because we're new in this CCRC life plan community space.
Yeah, and so now you're on the cusp of something huge.
Our biggest and most ambitious expansion phase in the history of the organization. We are very excited about it. Internally, it was called Phase 3. Externally, now publicly, it's come to be known as Vista Point at Fairview. Yep. We are going to be expanding on 35 acres of land that we own. All told, our campus sits on 70 acres. But we're going to be putting up 193 units of high quality residential living at the independent living phase for residents, as well as a brand new 70-unit assisted living structure. And that's been the missing link in our continuum, is we haven't had assisted living. And so we've heard loud and clear from our residents, from focus groups that we've done, that providing that full continuum is something that's going to be really well received. Yeah. Not to mention, a phrase I'll borrow from another CEO who I respect very much, Fairview is intent on becoming a cruise ship on land for those who choose us, want to have fun here, multiple dining venues, multiple opportunities for fun and amenities such as golf simulators, auditoriums, paint, pottery, you name it, the full gamut. This is going to be an exciting, cohesive community for those who choose it, see the value, and we're not going to let it down.
And all with a heck of a view.
And all with one heck of a view,
So tell me how, when you came here, how Fairview fits into the community here, like the surrounding communities.
Yeah, as I said, we initially started just really taking care of our own through that fraternal order, but it's evolved over time. Today in our health center, we're providing care for 200 members of the community at large. Every year, short-term rehab, etc. We support local events like the Coat Drive is a big annual one that we get behind, the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Being a mission-driven nonprofit, it's not about taking, it's also about giving. And we're proud of our place in this local community. Getting through these pandemic years with COVID-19, it was tough for our organization, especially with our heavy emphasis on healthcare at the moment. And so we needed to focus our efforts and energies on this expansion project. There's a couple of sayings that we have spoken about with our board that gets to your question. And one is, if there's, for a nonprofit, if you have no margin, you have no mission. But the converse of that is, the more margin you have, the more mission you have, the more you can do for your local community. And we've been here such a long time. We want to be here for generations to come. We have a lot of ideas about ways that we can fit in and help those less fortunate in this community. And we're going to bring in hundreds of new residents who are excited to help us fulfill that mission.
Yeah, fantastic. And with regards to yourself, can you talk a little bit, where are you from? Where are you living?
Sure. So born and raised in Waterbury, Connecticut. Live now in Essex, Connecticut with my wife. We love this Connecticut shoreline. I spend a lot of time on that I-95 corridor between Mystic and Old Saybrook and up that Route 9 corridor. love to golf. I love fitness, exercise, going out to dinner. I have 2 dogs who hit the jackpot with my wife and I because we don't have kids. So every bit of our maternal and paternal instinct goes into those 2 lucky fur babies. But yeah, family, friends, just, life is short, Bruce.
Yeah.
And the decades go by fast.
Yeah.
Time is a funny thing. Sometimes it feels like it's moving slow. Other times it feels like it's moving quick. And so making sure to take time and appreciate what you have and enjoy what you have when you have it. I think these are really good perspectives to keep in mind.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Before we go, you came in 2019, and everybody likes a little piece of advice. Any advice? Something that you learned, something that stuck with you, or?
Yeah. I think whether it's in business, whether it's in personal relationships, I think each of us, as I like to say, as humans, we're perfectly imperfect, but we all have our own authentic, genuine selves. And I just think it's really important to be true to yourself, true to who you are, because that's what's going to come across, whether it's in business or just your personal life and friendships and relationships. And so all of us are so unique, and that's kind of what makes this world a pretty special place.
Yeah. Well, Billy, I appreciate you being with us today, being on Community Conversations.
Cool.
I'm Bruce Flax with the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce and 321 Media. Have a great day.